Hey everybody, welcome back to WhiteFyr's Frontier. Since last episode, ladies and gentlemen, I've added some leaves around here. These are all jungle leaves. I thought about adding some oak leaves as well to some of these. So maybe just placing some of that and some of that maybe, but yeah, that looks fine. I didn't really know if it would look that great or not, but looks alright to me, so I guess we can keep that. I'll keep putting some of these around here. I also went ahead, guys, and at the very top of this tower right here, I went ahead and put our books and some chests up here. Obviously, this tower is nowhere near complete. We still definitely need probably one more floor, like right there. And then we also need to add some more chests up here. This chest up here actually has all the books we have so far. And obviously, as you can see, there's a lot of room here. I mean, there's 27, 50 some. This would be like 54 and like 100 episodes. We do not need all of this space. We definitely do not need all this space. Well, I guess one thing we could do is then give each book its own chest, I guess. Yeah, we can do that. I just thought of that. But yeah, we can give each book its own chest. And maybe rearrange some of these. Maybe do every few chests we have its own book, or maybe like 2 books a chest at some point or something like that. But yeah, this will actually work. I originally was thinking that we were gonna have too much space in here, but I think giving each book its own chest would be pretty cool. And that way, when you open one chest, it's just one book in it, and kind of go from there. So that's pretty cool. But the plan here, guys, is to have chests coming all the way down throughout this tower. We need to do some interior bits to this tower as well, which we'll go ahead and work on in today's episode. But all that is moving forward, and hopefully we'll get a lot of that done today. So today's episode, guys, like I said, we're going to work on this tower. We're going to work on the inside part of this. I guess some chests and some interior decorations in here. And also way down here, you guys, we can't really see it from here, but on this underside, way down there, you can sort of see where the pathway goes, but underneath of here? Yeah, underneath of here is actually where our mine shaft is. So I want to go ahead and work on the mine shaft, clear some space for that, and get a working concept for that, hopefully going on today. We'll see how much we get done today, but that's sort of the goal for that, is get a nice concept for a mine shaft going on there. Very similar, hopefully, to the one we did in White's World, if you guys remember that. And then decorate it and start using it and get ourselves some more diamonds. And hopefully get ourselves a beacon for down there for some speed mining and stuff like that is sort of the plan. So that's where we're going to go with today's episode. But guys, as you can tell by the title, today, as of the uploading of this video, is my 4-year anniversary on YouTube. So to celebrate that, we did a Q&A, asked some questions on Discord, Twitter, and YouTube. And I got some questions back. So hopefully you guys will enjoy the answers to those. I'm going to go ahead, guys, and do some work on this tower and work on the mineshaft area. Some of that footage will probably play in the background as you guys see the answers to the questions I was asked. And then when we come back to finish off the episode for today, we should have a lot of stuff done. So go ahead, guys, enjoy the answers to the questions. I will see you all with a final update for this area at the end of today's episode. 4 years is a long time. It's a long time to be creating content. Ladies and gentlemen, I have officially, as of the day this video is being released, December 14th, 2018, I've been on YouTube for 4 years now. My first video was released December 14th, 2014. It was the first episode of White's Wondrous Minecraft World, the only series I've ever had to go over 100 episodes, and my first ever single player series in Minecraft, and arguably one of my more successful worlds as well. It's been one heck of a 4 years, a lot of ups and downs, a lot of fun stuff, and a lot of fun stuff going forward as well. This isn't the end by any means, but to celebrate 4 years, I decided to take some questions from you guys. I got about 20 questions in total that I'll be answering in today's episode as we sort of get some more things done in the background for like the mine shaft and different details around the area. So that being said, it's time for the Q&A. Let's get into some questions that hopefully I have some good answers for you. Now, to start things off, we have the most important question of all the questions that were asked. These questions were asked on Discord, Twitter, and YouTube. Most of these questions are actually coming from Discord. But this question comes from Kaz, who says yes or no. I would have to say a solid maybe. with a sprinkle of possibly. Moving on to the real Q&A though, I want to start off with some more personal questions, then we'll get into some more YouTube/streaming related stuff later, and then we'll get into some more Minecraft and gaming based stuff a little bit later on there. But to start things off, I thought it'd be pretty appropriate to answer Sean's question, and Sean Bits asked, where did you get your name? Now this is a question I haven't gotten quite as much these days, but those of you who have been around know that this variation of my name hasn't always been the final variation, or this is what it's finalized to be, but this wasn't always what my name was. But the name WhiteFyr in general, and by the way, the last part is pronounced fire, F-I-R-E is how it's pronounced. It's not fear or something like that. It is fire. No, I'm not Danish. I know that means something else in Danish, but I didn't know that when I made this name, so I think it's Danish, probably Danish. But the term WhiteFyr is actually pretty simple. When I was first coming up with a name that I wanted for my Minecraft account, I wanted a name that was easy to pronounce and people would recognize. So, and people would roll off the tongue and all that kind of stuff. So I figured, putting two words together would be pretty cool. I've kind of always wanted to use fire in a name, but I didn't know where to use it. So I figured I would do something with fire, and I was sort of thinking of having a name that was almost like I was thinking of like a scorching hot sort of thing when I was first coming up with the name. So I thought of the term white hot, which is basically scorching hot, is basically what it means. So I was like, okay, well, white, fire, those two words kind of go together. Let's just put them together and make a name. So that's where the name came from. Originally, my name was WhiteFyr MC with the fire spelled out correctly. But over the years, I couldn't get WhiteFyr by itself, and I didn't want the MC on my name, so I tried out a bunch of different names early on. I tried out WhiteFyr HD, I tried out Pure WhiteFyr, and I came out with simply WhiteFyr, FYR at the end, because it wasn't taking on any platforms. It was pretty unique, and that's just kind of what I became known for. And I've had this name, this variation of it, at least for, I think, about 3.5 years now, something like that. So I think it's a pretty good name. And I think it suits me pretty well, so I think it's pretty cool. Thank you for the question, though, Sean. On to the next one. Our next question is from Nectronic, who said, what made you choose computer science for college? For those of you who don't know, I am a college student, and my major is actually computer engineering. It's not computer science. I know those two kind of get lumped together a lot, but they are two separate majors. So computer science is just coding. It's just the software side of things, whereas computer engineering is both software and hardware combined. So I do coding, but I also get to learn about the computer processors and the hardware behind a computer as well. Basically, computer engineering is the mix between electrical engineering and computer science, essentially. But to answer the question as to what made me choose computer science or computer engineering, it actually, when I was researching gaming computers to make this YouTube channel, I wanted to make sure I got a good gaming computer that would last me a little while. It's actually my old computer that I still have. When I was researching computers, I realized that I really liked researching them, or I really liked learning about them. And I figured, why not see if I could get a career in it? Because I really, really did enjoy it, and I thought it would be something fun to do, not to mention does pay quite a bit, so that helps out a lot. So I looked more into careers with it, and I found careers with computers and whatnot, and I found computer engineering, and it's been like that ever since. Even when I went to college, I was like, you know what, maybe computer engineering isn't for me. So I explored different engineering disciplines, and at the end of the day, I did decide that computer engineering was what I wanted to go with, and it's been pretty good so far. I'm only in my second year, but I'm not terrible. That's a good thing. I'm not terrible at this, so that really helps. But thank you, Nectronic. Hopefully that answered your question. Thank you for the question. Moving on to our next question. It's actually a pretty fun question. Actually, two questions from Nan, and Nan said, first, if you could disinvent something, what would you disinvent? Honestly, nothing. But if I had to choose something, Fortnite for sure. No, I'm kidding. I don't actually hate Fortnite. I know the popular thing is to hate Fortnite, but I actually don't hate Fortnite. In all seriousness, the whole concept of dabbing to me is a little weird and a little bit cringy. So I would personally like to never see that ever become a thing, but that's pretty minor. In all honesty, there's nothing that I really would disinvent, because I feel like inevitably whatever I disinvent will be reinvented at some point. So I don't really know if it's much of a I don't know if it would really do much at the end of the day. But on to the second question from Non. It's actually a funny question. The question is, does Lightning McQueen have life or car insurance? Obviously it's both, because they're one of the same. Come on now, Non. Come on now. Thank you for the questions, though. Next up, we have All Out J, moderator of mine and good friend of mine who I've known for many, many years at this point. He has a bunch of questions. Some of the questions later on sort of, I guess, will kind of be answered. I'm still going to answer them separately, but they'll kind of be answered by some of the answers that I have to this question. And I think you guys really enjoy the answers to this one. So to answer Jay's first question, what has been your funniest/craziest moment during college? I really haven't done too much crazy stuff. I'm a YouTuber. I don't really get out much. But one of the funniest things, at least to me, was my freshman year of college. I lived in dorms, and when I would walk down my hallway, one of the doors to one of the dorm rooms had a whiteboard on it, and on that whiteboard had a count. There was a competition between my dorm and the dorm right next to us. I guess like the dorm, slightly bigger dorm than us. Then there was like a streak tally. So on the whiteboard, it had a streak tally of how many days in the row my dorm had a fire alarm. The big thing about that year was we had 3 fire alarms go off in my dorm within like 32 hours, like 30 hours or something. One was a drill, and 2 of them were people like forgetting to put water in their Easy Max or something. It was weird, but we had a bunch of fire alarms in a row for a while, so there was a little tally going for that. And the other tally was the number of ambulances that were at the dorm next to us, because they were known for some not so good things. So that was pretty funny. And also, speaking of fire alarms, this year I'm living in dorms again, and this year we had a pretty funny fire alarm. I think it went off at around midnight. Someone tried to wrap a Pop-Tart in tinfoil and stick it in the microwave, because for some reason they thought that was a good idea. I don't know. I honestly don't know why they would think that that's great, but it set off the fire alarm. No surprise. It was literally, I think, on fire. So yeah, it wasn't a good idea for them to do that, but it was pretty funny. It was pretty funny. But yeah, I haven't had much of a crazy college life as people might expect. I'm here recording YouTube. I don't have much time for it. That plus my intense schedule of being a computer engineering student doesn't allow for much of that. So, but that's okay. I'm cool with that. On to the next question from Jay. Any big plans in regards to YouTube and Twitch? I'm really hoping 2019 is going to be the best year for the channel. I do have some plans. I don't want to share anything yet because I don't know if like they're actually going to be enacted and stuff, but I want to continue to upload more. Hopefully getting to, 2-3 at least videos a week. Maybe have some stints of uploading every single day. We'll see. I can't promise anything because I've been really bad at that. So we'll see about that. And then when it comes to Twitch, just continuing to stream, continuing to do as much streaming as I can, and just produce quality content, because I could stream or upload as much as I want, but if the quality of the content isn't very good, there's no real point to it, at least to me. I want to create good content, not just content for the sake of content. So that's one of my plans moving forward. I have some specific plans, but I won't talk too much about that until a little bit later. Next question is from Jay: is when are we getting a 24-hour stream from you? At this point, probably never. I would love to do a 24-hour stream once at some point. But it'd have to be for good cause. It'd probably have to be some sort of charity live stream, which I've always wanted to do, but I don't know if I'll ever get to do, or at least not for a while. But it won't be anytime soon for sure. And Jay finally asks, where do you see yourself on YouTube and Twitch in 2.5 years? The significance of 2.5 years, I'm guessing Jay's asking, where do I want to see myself on YouTube and Twitch when I graduate college? Because I'm scheduled to graduate college in 2.5 years. Honestly, I just want to keep on doing what I'm doing right now, just at a bigger scale and with higher quality. So uploading more, staying consistent. Consistency is key, and I want to really, especially in 2019, really focus on consistency no matter how much content I produce, whether it's once a week, whether it's twice a week, or whatever it is. Just being consistent is probably the most important part about all of this. So I want to get back to being very, very consistent with that. And that's kind of where I want to take YouTube and Twitch the next 2.5 years. Continuing to get better quality. I do want a better microphone. I'll go into a little bit later what the mic I have is, but I do want like better audio quality and better visual quality and stuff as time goes on, which we will develop probably within the next year or so. I have some plans of what I'm going to buy and improve in my setup, but for now we're good. But that's kind of what I want to focus on over the next, 2.5 years. So for our next question, it comes from Hal, another moderator of mine over on Discord and Twitch, who actually asked a very interesting question. He said, "What has been your favorite course in college?" Didn't see this one coming, but I didn't really think about it much before I thought about my answer to this question. And I would have to say there's a course I had this past semester that I really enjoyed. It's called Data Structures and Algorithms. It's a coding class where you learn about different ways of storing data and then algorithms to then implement those storage facilities essentially in code. And what I've found, which I think is a big part of this question in terms of answering what my favorite course is, what I found is that the courses that I like the most are the ones that have the best professors. Regardless of what grade I get, the ones who have the most fun and the best professors have been my favorite courses in college. So, for instance, this data structures class, I'm going to get a pretty good grade in, but there's another class that I had this past semester, which I'm going to get an okay grade in, but was still my second favorite class probably of all time, specifically because the professor was just so good. She was great at explaining. She was always there to help with questions about stuff, and she was very passionate about what she taught. And that to me, plus the fact that she could convey her thoughts concisely, was a huge part of my enjoyment in the class. And the same thing with this data structures class. I had a professor who really cared for his students, and he cared much more about learning than about the grades themselves. While we still need to have grades, he wanted us to really learn the material, not just take it in and then spit it back out, but actually learn and absorb the material so we can have a proper understanding of it moving forward into future classes and into the workforce and stuff. That's been a lot of fun, just having a professor who's very passionate about that. If you guys have been to college, you'll understand that. If you haven't been to college, you will understand that if you ever do go to college, if that is in your track of your life, if that's where you want to go. The better the professors are, the more fun you're going to have in a class, because they can convey that passion that they have for that course the best when they are a good professor. So, yep, that's my favorite course. Thank you for the question, Hal. And the last sort of personal question I have is actually from Dower, who said, "Where do you see yourself professionally in 5 years?" Well, ideally, I'd be a full-time YouTuber, but because that's probably not going to be a thing, I see myself in industry, doing computer engineering work at some sort of firm, private firm, hopefully, and still doing YouTube and Twitch on the side. That's where I want to be in 5 years. I still want to be doing something around this in 5 years. Whether it is Minecraft or it isn't Minecraft, I still want to be involved in the online space 5 years from now. So that's basically where I want to be. Now on to some more, I guess, YouTube, Twitch related stuff. Actually, the only question I got asked on Twitter was from Magma. Magma said, "Happy very early anniversary." Well, thank you. What inspired you to make videos, and what equipment did you start out with? So I've talked about this a little bit in the past, but the main inspiration for me making videos was a channel known as Etho or Ethos Lab. Most of you guys probably know who Etho is. I'll link him down below if you don't know who he is, but I'm sure most of you do. He's an old titan of the Minecraft world. I've been making content since 2011, I think, since beta of Minecraft. And I found him back in 2013 when I was first really getting into the game. And he was the only channel back in the day that I didn't have a YouTube account, but I would always go back to his channel every single day to see his new uploads and even to watch old ones, because I really just enjoyed his content that much. And seeing his interactions within those videos and with members of Team Canada, which was him, Vintage Beef and Pause on Pause. If you guys know who those people are as well. For all, I guess, former Minecrackers. Beef is still a part of Minecraft, but Etho and Pause, well, maybe Pause is too. I don't remember. Anyways, they were part of the Minecraft vanilla server back in the day. And watching their videos, watching them interact with amongst themselves as well as other members of the Minecraft server and whatnot, made me realize that that's something that I wanted to do. I wanted to be in the sort of position that they were in and having fun with friends and without friends in their own solo let's plays and whatnot. That's the sort of thing that I wanted to do, and I wanted to try and see if I really did enjoy it. So watching those guys, and then there were two channels in particular when I first started that really inspired me to do better, I guess, with my videos. And they were two members of a server known as Affinity back in the day. Actually, the owner, Lamdrew, and then someone who became one of my favorite YouTubers of all time, that KS dude. He wasn't technically a part of Affinity. It was a little weird, but he left Affinity and started a new channel under that KS dude. And they sort of inspired me to try to make better videos, because my videos at the time, the audio quality was really bad. They were okay, but things could be better. So I took a really good look at the content I was making and started to, you can even see over time, if you go back in my channel from the oldest videos, even moving up 6 months, there was a pretty big difference in quality, I think, over that span. So big thanks to them for giving me the inspiration to really make my content better. And then what equipment did I start out with? Well, basically the equipment I have now. Aside from the monster computer that I have now, I had an old, basically $1,000 computer. It had a GTX 760 in it. For graphics card, it had an i7 4000. It's 4790 or 4970, something like that. Intel i7 processor, and I had one monitor. I had just the keyboard and mouse, just the generic stuff that came with my computer. But the most important thing that I had early on, that I'll go into a little bit later, but I think is the most important early investment you can make if you really want to take YouTube seriously, or even streaming seriously. I've had this Blue Yeti that I'm using right now since the very beginning of my channel. I've had this Blue Yeti for 4 years now. Blue Yeti is known as one of the most popular microphones for YouTubers, but it is by far the best money, or the best value you can get for the money you spend on it. This thing is, like I said, lasted me for 4 years, and as much as I would like better audio quality, I don't need better audio quality. This audio quality is fine, it works, and it's clear, and people overall over the years have seemed to really enjoy it. It's all based upon what settings you put into your microphone. For me, for my Blue Yeti, I turn the gain pretty much all the way down, and the mic isn't too far from my face, so it provides very clear audio that a lot of people seem to enjoy. So that's basically what I had to start off with. I have a boom arm now for my mic, and I got a shock mount as well for my microphone, but you don't need that early on. I just had the basic stand, and it worked out pretty well. So moving on to, I believe it's pronounced Skit, who actually has 2 questions. The first question is, what tools/advice would you give a starting YouTuber? I've given this advice a lot in the past, and it's advice that I still think is very, very useful these days in the modern era. But there's 4 main qualities of a YouTuber that I think every YouTuber should look into seeing how they can optimize as they are starting out. The first is consistency. You have to be consistent with your content. Even from the very beginning, the thing that's going to set you apart from other people is how consistent you are with your content, because a lot of content creators aren't very consistent with their content. If you look at a lot of different YouTube channels, they don't upload on the same days every week, or they don't like upload frequently, and they upload every once in a while. And that's what's really going to set you apart from other channels, is showing that you have a certain dedication to your channel and you want to make it as professional as possible. Helps out a lot. The second quality I would say is passion. So when you're starting a YouTuber, right, you may not think that you being passionate about a certain subject or a certain game will show through your videos, but it really does, whether you realize it or not. The passion that you have for a certain topic will show through your videos. So whether that is Minecraft, whether that is a game like Fortnite, whether that is something like video essays or vlogs or stuff like that, finding your passion or finding something that you're really passionate about, at least at that time, and being able to just express that through a video is really important. As a starting YouTuber, to sort of get your feet wet in the industry and get people to notice that, yeah, you're really passionate about something, and give them a reason to subscribe. The third thing I would always say is personality. So when you're starting a YouTube channel, think about what kind of personality you want to show through your channel, because that's, while I say consistency and passion do help out a lot, personality is oftentimes the defining factor between why someone should subscribe to you or not. There's thousands of channels out there doing Minecraft content. Why else would someone subscribe to you personally in your channel if they're not there for your personality within the game or within the content that you're making? So to me, figuring out what kind of personality you want to show through, and oftentimes this should, this should be what your personality is, not some fake personality, but what you actually are, who you actually are. Make that show through in the videos, and more often than not, people are going to subscribe to you because they're going to see that you're genuine, you're real, and people love that. At least I do as a viewer, so I would think most people would as well. And the last thing, and the thing I think people always forget to tell people who are first starting out on YouTube, learn what SEO is. SEO stands for search engine optimization. It is how your videos get shown through search. So what you do in your titles and your tags and your description, what you do in those areas plays a vital importance in how your videos rank in recommended and in search results on YouTube. Look up some articles on that, figure out how that works. You'll probably stumble upon some Reddit posts from a user by, a lot of you guys will probably know this name, user by the name of Wells Knight, who's done several posts in the past about SEO. He's a master at SEO. He really does know his stuff, and that'll help you get your channel off the ground if you're just starting out. And the second question that was asked by this user was, why don't you play with other YouTubers? Simply put, it comes down to recording availability, right? As much as I love playing with other people, I don't necessarily have the best schedule to play with other people. So oftentimes that's me resorting to just recording on my own. Not to mention, that's kind of the way I prefer things. You'll find this a lot with YouTubers. A lot of YouTubers, like myself, like to sort of record on our own. We like to be on our own, record our own stuff. We have complete creative control when we're doing things by ourselves. And while content with other people is nice every now and then, as someone who basically sells my channel off of my personality, having solo content, I think best conveys that and is a big part of who I am in general. So I think it shows pretty well through my YouTube channel. So the next question is actually another interesting one that I've never been asked before, and something I've kind of wanted to talk about before. It comes from Vanilla Raccoon, who says, so far in your YouTube/Twitch career, what was your most I made it moment? Well, I guess I have a moment for either. I have one for YouTube and one for Twitch. On YouTube, I would say is when the first episode of White's World, you guys probably know that series. It was the amplified series that came before this current series. It's my most popular series ever on this channel as of right now. And it was when the first video of that series hit the #1 spot on when you search Minecraft 1.11 Survival on YouTube, and it's still there to this day. You guys can even search it yourselves on YouTube. When you search Minecraft 1.11 Survival, my video is #1 on there. That to me, it wasn't an I made it moment because it was #1 necessarily. I just felt very accomplished when I saw that, because I put so much time into trying to get that video to that #1 spot in the search, in that search term, that to see it finally get to the #1 spot was like, yes, I finally can show that I know what I'm talking about. And it helped a lot with growing the channel. I mean, when that video was #1, when 1.11 was out, was so far at least when the channel has done the best. So it was a lot of fun trying to get that video to #1. And when I got there, I was like, yes, I made it. Like, this is it. I know what I'm doing. I can build off of this. I'm feeling really good right now. In terms of Twitch, I do have a specific moment with that. If you guys don't know, I also stream on Twitch, twitch.tv/WhiteFyr. Same spelling as here. when I first started streaming consistently on, like, very, very consistently, almost every day on Twitch back in May of this year, of 2018, it was a few streams in, I actually got rated by, I got triple rated by a few people you guys may know, Panic, Freestyle Fox, and Il Mango. This is back in May. They just finished doing their, I think it was like a 24-hour perimeter stream. And so they were looking for someone to raid with all these different viewers, like a ton of viewers. I'm talking like 1,000 people. And they found my channel, I guess. I think it was actually Freestyle Fox who said, hey, we should go raid this WhiteFyr guy. He's online right now, because Fox had raided me a few times before, and they raided me, and it was insane. The number of people, the number of just people hanging out and chatting and just watching the stream was insane. I'd never experienced anything like it before on Twitch, and I think the I made it portion of this was more that people sort of knew who I was and were willing to pass viewers off to me and show people my channel. When you realize that there are people out there who genuinely like what you do and are willing to share it with their friends, their family, and if they're a bigger YouTuber, their viewers, or a bigger streamer, to share your channel with their viewers is, to me, an indication that you're doing something right, that you're doing something that people, not just yourself, not just your small community, but people outside of that small community really do enjoy as well. The thought that someone had recommended my channel to be rated and that I got rated and people really enjoyed it was just amazing to me. And it felt like I was just doing something right. If people are willing to raid me, then I've got to be doing something right. So that was an amazing moment on Twitch. It catapulted the entire summer of just insane streams all summer of 2018. It was by far the best time period I've ever had on Twitch. It was so much fun. I'm still looking forward to doing more stuff like that in the future. I think it's gonna be a lot of fun moving forward. The next question I have is from another one of my moderators, Mucho, who said, "What's been the best thing that's happened since you started doing YouTube and Twitch, being personally and emotionally?" This was kind of a difficult question because I wasn't really sure. I guess everything about it was my main answer. Like, just having the ability to record and see people like it was awesome. But more important than that, I think interacting with people, members of the community that we've built over these 4 years, has been the best part about all of it. On Twitch, I get a more personal interaction, but on YouTube, I get to interact in the comments with you guys and interact even through videos sometimes like this, answering questions or whatnot. And just seeing how much of an impact that's had on people over the years, and being able to make people's days better, as cliche as that might sound, being able to make people's days better is a huge part of why I love doing this, and is honestly a lot of fun for me. So at the end of the day, I think that's having a huge impact on people has made me more sound emotionally and personally, and has helped validate a lot of things that I do on YouTube, and it's made the whole experience just so much better. So just interacting with people and knowing that I've had an impact on people in a positive way has been just absolutely amazing. Ava has an interesting question, and they said, of all the series you've played on your channel, which one was your favorite? And ooh, that's a tough question. I actually have two favorites. Hopefully I can cheat a little bit and have two favorites. First one being obviously White's World. Fantastic world. I love that world to this day. Great seed, and it was a lot of fun because that's when I really started to try new things on my channel and really act upon ideas that I had in my head for a while. So that was a lot of fun. But another one of my favorites was on an SMP server I played on called ATLYSS SMP. Season 2 of that server was absolutely incredible. Interacting with all the people I got to interact with who were a part of the server itself, and just the daily interactions that we had on and off camera, being able to work on big collaborative builds with people, even if it wasn't necessarily shown in videos. I guess sort of the whole behind the scenes process of that season was so much fun. I would definitely go back and redo that 100 times over. It was so much fun to be a part of. And maybe one day I can be part of that in the future. Something like that again, but we'll see. I like being a part of 240p on Twitch, so yeah, who knows. Another one of my moderators, aka the best mod, Telx, had a few questions to ask. He said, number one, who is the best mod? Obviously, it's Jay. Kidding, Telx. It's you. Come on, bud. But he also asked, in all seriousness, what has been the best part of your YouTube/Twitch career? In other words, what has really stood out to you as something you have really enjoyed doing? And I kind of mentioned this earlier, but I guess just interacting with people and knowing that I've had an impact on people, just through making a bunch of weird Minecraft gaming videos has been a lot of fun. And visibly seeing I haven't really necessarily visibly seen the impact it's had, but knowing moving forward that this is something that people really enjoy, that people actually look forward to these videos, makes it that much more enjoyable and makes this whole career thing just an absolutely amazing thing to be a part of and to create videos in. So it's all thanks to you guys. So thank you for always being there, guys, and for supporting what I do. Next up, we have JT. JT is Infinite. JT asks, if you ever had the chance to be on the Hermitcraft server or Realm of Vastin, what would you do? Realm of Vastin is, of course, owned by Fixit412. If you guys don't know, Fix is a fantastic YouTuber. Just recently did a tour with Wellsnight, actually, which was super cool, on Wellsnight's channel. But I think that would depend upon the situation, right? If, first off, these two things would probably never happen. So this is a hypothetical situation. But hypothetically, if I did have a chance to be on one of the two servers, or both, I guess, it would just depend upon the situation, right? What was going on in my life, and if I had the time to, because at the end of the day, I want to be able to dedicate the appropriate amount of time to a server, that is needed to really create something special in that server. So I have a Singleplayer series going on right now, and I actually am already part of a server, a Twitch streamer server, that I spent a lot of my time on. So if things ever happen where I had the time to be a part of those sorts of things and they wanted me to be, then that'd be awesome. But if not, which is the more likely scenario, then cool by me. They can do their thing, I'll do my thing. That's totally cool by me. And finally, we have some questions regarding gaming in general. As you guys may have realized, I don't just play Minecraft. As weird as that might sound, I do play other games as well, even though this channel is solely based around Minecraft. So I've got some questions based around that. So actually, I've got a few questions that I think you guys will really like the answers to. First up, we have Katie, who's actually the person who made my, she's a fantastic artist. She made my emotes and my sub badges for Twitch. And she asked, what other games do you enjoy besides Minecraft and Rocket League? So Katie knows, a lot of you guys on Discord know, and on Twitch, I absolutely love Rocket League. It's one of my favorite games of all time. I have so many hours in that game. It's so much fun. I'm getting better every single month, every single year. And I can't wait till I'm actually good at the game. But outside of Minecraft and Rocket League, I honestly don't play very much, mainly because I don't have much time to. Occasionally, I'll play a little bit of Fortnite, a little bit of PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds, and just a smidge, just a tiny bit of Slime Rancher. Slime Rancher is a fantastic game that I really want to finish at some point, but I just haven't had the time to yet. So those three games in particular are games that I play every now and then, but for the most part, it is just Minecraft and Rocket League. Because when I'm not on the computer, I'm usually doing schoolwork and or trying to have a tiny bit of a social life. I know it's a hard thing, it's foreign to a lot of people, but I try to have a little bit of a social life every now and then. So, yeah, I don't really play much outside of Minecraft and Rocket League, and that's what I just end up making my content on, which is fine by me, honestly. Next up, we have Sallow, who asked, what was your favorite game before Minecraft? So, before Minecraft, I really didn't play video games. I mean, I did every once in a while. I had a 3DS. I still have a 3DS. We had different gaming consoles, but I didn't really play that much. I didn't really have time to. I was heavily invested in sports in school, so I didn't have much time to do much outside of that. But the one game that really got me hooked onto gaming was actually a mobile game. A lot of you guys probably know the game Clash of Clans. I started playing Clash of Clans the winter after it came out. So I believe Clash of Clans came out in August of 2012. And I started playing Clash of Clans in December of 2012. And I got really good at the game really fast. I was one of those people who was known as a farmer. Back in the day, you could actually put your town hall outside of all your walls that you had, and then people would attack your town hall, they would get a star for it, and then you would get a 12-hour shield, and then I could just go ahead and just, whenever I got back online, I would still have a shield, so I could go and farm resources from other bases and all that kind of stuff. So that's the kind of player that I was, and I spent a lot of time. That's the first game I really spent hours and hours and hours a day playing, because I was addicted. I just loved the game. I was a clan leader for a while. I was a co-leader for several clans. I was heavily invested in the game before I really got big into Minecraft. I started playing, like I said, in 2012. But then my addiction to the game and sort of my interest in the game sort of faded out once like 2014 rolled around, or mainly I guess 2015. I played a good bit of 2014, but once 2015 rolled around, I wasn't really interested in the game anymore. As my interest in Minecraft was picking up, my interest in Clash of Clans was going down, so I ended up just completely quitting the game. I think sometime in 2017 I came back for a little bit and played some, but and even nowadays, once in a while I'll get back onto Clash of Clans and raid a few bases or something, but I don't take it nearly as seriously now as I did when I was much younger. So but even before that, before Clash of Clans, I didn't really play video games. I had a few, but Minecraft and Clash of Clans really got me into the gaming scene. And then once I got a good gaming computer, mobile was out the window. All the games I play are on the computer. That's when I got into Rocket League. That's when I got into Fortnite and PUBG and all these other games that I've played over the years. Overwatch, a little bit of Call of Duty, CS:GO, stuff like that. I really started getting into those games whenever I got an actual good gaming PC. Moving on, we have a question from Wolf Shadow, who said, what is your favorite part of Minecraft? Do you enjoy the building, the community, the technical aspects, the exploration and adventure, the achievements, etc.? Well, when I first started, the thing I enjoyed the most was the exploration, particularly because I was really bad at building. But over the years, I've gotten a lot better at building, and I would say in the past 2 years, my favorite thing has definitely been building. And not even just building structures, but trying out different methods of building structures. So using different slab and stair and block variants to make a structure that I had never made before, or to try to make something on my own that I had visualized but I didn't think I could actually make in Minecraft. So kind of working on making an actual creation from my visualization of a product that I want to have, of a building product that I want to have. It's probably my favorite thing about the game these days, and it's really what keeps me keeps me playing and trying to improve my building skills as time goes on. Next up, we have Amy, who actually has 2 questions. Amy asked, favorite mod pack if applicable. I don't really have a favorite mod pack, really, because I haven't done much modded. I know I did a little bit of modded. I did like 2 episodes of the Great Beyond mod pack, a few episodes of Nature's Beauty, a little bit of Sky Factory back in the day, but I didn't really get too deep into modded. I'm not a huge fan of modded in general. I think it's okay, but I rather just play vanilla. That's where my heart and soul. That's what my heart really wants me to play. So I've dedicated most of my time to vanilla. I do tend to like or be more interested in mod packs that don't have a lot of technical background to them. They're just, cosmetic things, or like Nature's Beauty, for instance, was a mod pack. When I did play a little bit of it, I really did enjoy. But yeah, Amy also asked, can you create a giant pizza roll somewhere in a Minecraft server in honor of your first year? If you guys don't know, pizza rolls have sort of become a meme in my Twitch channel. Started by Amy, actually. So I mean, yeah, sure. We'll put it somewhere. Maybe we could put it into like the single player world. I don't know. We could do something like that. Why not? Why not do it? We'll do it at some point. Sure. That sounds good to me. And we have two final questions. The second and last one is from Alex Funboss, who said, why do you like Minecraft so much, White? I thought you wanted to be a pro Fortnite streamer. Hey, if I was good at Fortnite, this would be a great opportunity to go be a pro Fortnite player and do all that stuff, but I'm absolutely terrible at the game. So we'll leave that aside. I like the relaxation of Minecraft as well. Fortnite's too energetic for me. I like playing it every once in a while, but I like games where I can sort of chill a little bit and just sort of wind down, relax. Don't have to build every 2 seconds if I don't want to, sort of thing. So, great question though, Alex. Just great, fantastic question. And last but not least, we have a question from Ace who said, "Am I your friend? Hashtag need friends." Of course, all you guys are my friends. All you guys are amazing people. You're always welcome here at this channel, on Twitch, on YouTube, at Twitter. If you guys ever need to reach out to me as well, Twitter and Discord are great places. If you want to just talk about things, you're more than welcome to message me there. I'm not going to guarantee that I'm going to respond depending upon how you ask it, but you're more than welcome to reach out to me, and I'm more than happy to answer back and have a little bit of a conversation with you about those things. So that's it for the Q&A though, guys. Thank you all so much for 4 years on YouTube. It's been an absolute blast so far. We've got definitely 4 more years left to go, at least. I'm ready, guys. We've got so much to do. I've got so many ideas. I'm ready to rock and roll. It's just a matter of putting in the time, putting in the effort to create some amazing builds and some amazing worlds. And that's exactly what I want to do moving on down the line. We've got lots to do. I'm so excited, guys. Thank you all so much for watching and for hanging out in this Q&A. Let's get back to Fyr's Frontier to finish off this episode. And as you probably saw, this is the progress I made on the mineshaft while we were doing the Q&A. So the plan for this mineshaft, guys, is not to have the ceiling so low. The plan here is to still expand this to the side some, and maybe not make the biggest mineshaft ever, but make a pretty large mineshaft with all kinds of vines draping down, a focus on jungle wood and sort of the messiness that is in the jungle. That's the kind of things I want to have in this mineshaft. Overgrown leaves and all kinds of stuff, and almost in a domed, not necessarily, I guess not domed, but like an archway sort of shape, like we did in the mineshaft in White's world. That's sort of the style I want to go with for this mineshaft. So we'll see how that turns out. I do need a beacon though. You guys probably noticed I did all this by hand, and my Silk Touch pick is getting pretty low in durability now. But we definitely need mending for this stuff, and we definitely need a beacon over here, which is one of my next steps, I think, in this world, is to go get myself some Wither Skulls and get myself a beacon that will hopefully do us wonders for this world. Hopefully you all enjoyed my answers to the Q&A though. You guys asked some pretty good questions, and if you didn't ask a question this time around, hopefully a question that you may have had in your mind was answered in the Q&A. You can always also ask questions down in the comments below. I'll be sure to answer. I pretty much answer every single comment from all of my videos. So if you ask a question down below, chances are I am 99% certain to answer the question. So if it's still something that you want to ask about, or if there's something that was in the Q&A that you're still curious about, feel free to ask me down in the comments, or just tweet at me or anything like that, and I'll be sure to answer them as soon as I can. But in terms of the tower up here, guys, we got a lot done with the tower as well. I'll show you guys the interior. You guys probably saw a little bit of it in the background, but the tower itself, we have a ton of chests in it. I decided not to make the extra floor that I was talking about at the very beginning of the episode. I didn't think that was, something that we really needed. So I'll show you all what we have. It's basically a bunch of double chests, or a bunch of single chests, until the lowest floor, which we have a bunch of double chests, which, I mean, the lowest floor, if we ever get down to the lowest floor, which won't be for a very long time, won't really matter too much how the books are organized. So I guess that won't really matter. But if we go inside on this side, you can sort of see I did a floor design right here. I have the lanterns right here with some stone and jungle wood mixed in. I really like this. I really like this. Oh, I should probably mention, I am actually using the new, I can get rid of this, the new default textures right here. So that's pretty cool. That was released a few days ago at this point, by the time this is going out. So I'm using these new textures. I really do love them. They're a lot of fun to use. But in terms of the floors here, we have this floor. I love how this looks. Just the aesthetic of all these chests right here is fantastic. We still need to do something with this floor design right here. Maybe make it a little more less bland, I guess is the right term. I added some lights on the sides here so we don't have any torches. I put some trapdoors over top because who likes looking at just straight glowstone? And then of course I finished the top up here. At least I think I finished it. Yeah, we got some glowstone on these sides. I don't actually need this anymore. And now we have all of our chests Starting from here, we have 01, going all the way through. This is question number 9. We actually have a question for today. So let me go ahead, guys, go grab that question real quick, and we will finish off today's episode. So today's comment is from Gerald Clark, who said, this tower should be named the Observation Obelisk. I actually got some good suggestions last episode for the tower name, and this is one of the ones I really liked seeing. There was one that was called the Common Tower, I believe. So like Common Tower, just kind of put the two words together. Pretty cool. There's some other ones as well. So I'm down between this one, I think, and the Common Tower. I like this name because has alliteration, you know, the two O sounds at the very beginning, and it's kind of complex. But I also like Common Tower because it's simple and it very much reflects the tower. So we'll see. If you guys have your own like preference between the two names, let me know down in the comments below. But we'll see what I name it, and we'll put a name on the outside, probably with the person's name, comment name the person's name who suggested it as well. We'll put it on the outside of the tower whenever we do finish it. But ladies and gentlemen, that is going to wrap up today's Q&A episode. Thank you all so much for watching today. Hopefully, like I said, you guys enjoyed the answers to your questions. And if you did enjoy the video and are excited for the rest of this series moving forward, go ahead, smash that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe to the channel if you're new and or are not already subscribed. Anyways, guys, take care, and I'll see you later.